am Dr. Siddharth. I am the interventional cardiologist from SH Medical Center, Kottayam. I will be presenting today on the latest updates in hypertension. As per WHO, nearly 63% of the total deaths in India are due to non-communicable diseases, of which 27% are attributed to CVD, which affects 45% of the people in the 40 to 69 age group. Raised blood pressure is among the most important risk factors for CVDs. In India, the prevalence has gone up over the age of 30 years to 38% in men and 32% in women, from 29% and 28% respectively. Despite that, nearly half of the people, or 51% of the men and 41% of the women with hypertension, were unaware of the condition. Additionally, over 62% of the men and more than 53% of the women living with hypertension did not get treatment. Medication was used to control blood pressure in fewer than 1 in 5 men and 1 in 4 women with hypertension worldwide. The International Society of Hypertension has released the ISH 2020 Global Hypertension Practice Guidelines. The inclusion of optimal and essential treatment paradigms attempts to address the issue that in resource-poor settings. Optimal care refers to evidence-based standard of care, and essential standards refer to minimum standards of care to allow specification of essential standards of care for low resource settings. The ACC/AHA has released a scientific statement in 2021 offering new guidance for management of stage 1 hypertension among patients with low ASCVD risk. Among the low risk adults, no ASCVD or 10-year CVD risk less than 10%, stage 1 hypertension, blood pressure 130 to 139 bar 80 to 89 millimeters of mercury. The management starts with non-pharmacological therapy. If blood pressure remains uncontrolled at 3 to 6 months, consider starting pharmacological therapy. Acute respiratory distress syndrome, ARDS, is a potentially fatal condition involving lung damage, and experts often associate it with severe COVID-19 infection. A recent study, which appears in the Journal of American College of Cardiology, reports that metoprolol can reduce lung inflammation and improve respiratory function in patients with COVID-19 induced ARDS. Lowering systolic blood pressure targets down to 110 millimeters of mercury to less than 130 to 130 millimeters of mercury range substantially reduce CV adverse events in the STEP randomized trial, affirming the SPRINT findings for an older Chinese population. Among some 8,500 patients aged 60 to 80 in China, the intensity target trimmed 26% of the composite CV risk. Findings from now, a second major trial supporting a lower target, would unite the guidelines, which even among US professional societies range to thresholds of 130 to 150 millimeters of mercury. With regard to prognostic value of ambulatory blood pressure monitoring and nighttime blood pressure, the 2018 European Guidelines on the Management of Arterial Hypertension recommend that the diagnosis of hypertension should not only be dependent on office BP measurements, but also on out-of-office BP measurements such as ABPM, ambulatory blood pressure monitoring, or home blood pressure monitoring, HBPM. 24-hour and nighttime BP measurements were associated with greater risk of mortality and composite of CV outcome. This may be considered as the most relevant measurements for estimating CV risk. For every 20/10 millimeters of mercury increment of blood pressure measured at night, the risk of mortality increased by 23% and risk of cardiovascular events increased by 36%. Most patients with hypertension require lifelong medical therapy to achieve optimal BP control. The 2018 European Guidelines equally recommended 5 classes of antihypertensive drugs. Considering high non-adherence to treatment, the importance of combination treatment is particularly highlighted to improve adherence to therapy and BP control. Therefore, the 2018 European Guidelines recommend, especially in the context of lower BP targets, to start antihypertensive therapy with an initial dual fixed combination ACI inhibitor or ARB plus calcium channel blocker or diuretic. Since early July 2018, products containing valsartan have been recalled worldwide. The reason is the detection of non-carcinogen, namely NMDA, MDMA, which can be found in candesartan, irbesartan, losartan, olmesartan, and valsartan. NDMA has been classified by WHO, International Agency for Research on Cancer, to be carcinogenic in humans. If 1 lakh patients would have received NDMA contained valsartan from Zhejiang Huawei manufacturing site where the highest levels of contaminant were found every day for 6 years in the highest dose, it could result in 22 additional liver cancers over the lifetime of these patients. Presence of NDMA in these drugs could lead to 8 additional cancer cases in 1 lakh patients if they had taken highest daily dose over 4 years. Valsartan recall accompanied by a significant increase in rate of emergency department visits by 6%. The HYGEA study represents the largest study that tested nighttime antihypertensive treatment. In this trial, chronotherapy was associated with a significant reduction in endpoints, including death. The HYGEA chronotherapy trial tested whether nighttime therapy in comparison to usual upon awakening hypertension therapy exerts a favorable CV risk reduction. The largest study included a total of 19,084 hypertensive patients. During an average follow-up of 6.3 years, 1,752 participants experienced the primary CV outcome. An ambulatory BP measurement was performed for 48 hours to collect data on how BP differed during sleep. The RR reduction for CV events was significantly improved for nighttime treatment when compared with awakening treatment. Thank you, everyone.